My name is Marie Claire Kaberamanzi. I am a youth activist or an advocate, you would say, for education, girls' education. I am. I just graduated from nursing school, which is exciting. And also, I'm just right now studying for NCLEX and looking forward to what's going to happen and all the things that is there to do in my life and the life of others. At this moment with the youth, I feel like many of you probably feel it's been more of a pushback for the youth. We've been, life has been very different from what we used to. Most of the time during this long period of COVID-19, it's been like right now it's been virtual. Our education has been virtual. Our advocatism, everything has been virtually has changed to being virtual, even though currently things are changing and we're getting, I could say we're getting our lives back a little bit. We can get to meet with the people that we want to meet. We can get the vaccine. I personally just recently completed my vaccine, and I'm just looking forward to moving out freely and doing the things that we used to do before COVID. But youth at the moment, I feel we're working with one another, still making sure the world, we're still part of what's going on in the world, pushing, doing our, basic education. Basically, it's nothing much has changed from the road that we had before, except we have to do it virtually. We have um, gained a lot of knowledge when it comes to doing things differently. Life has changed for us, where we have to learn new things and pick up new roles and just live a different life. And that's why nothing is constant in life. Like they say, you need to be able to change as the world changes. So I feel like that's what it is currently. If you're an activist or youth leader and you really, it's something that you want to do or something that you are interested in, I personally, I feel like the first thing is to know yourself, know how far you can go, your perseverance. I feel like that's something very important in life, because you're going to have a lot of pushbacks. You're going to have a lot of not so much support as you thought you would have. So one thing I feel my advice, or like you say, to a youth leader that is getting started, is to have perseverance, to have patience as they get started. And don't be scared, or don't be scared to share your story. Don't be scared to put in all that you have to accomplish what you need, or to serve the person right next to you. It doesn't have to be 10 people, it doesn't have to be 20, it just has to be one person. And the more you go, the better you become. Usually, when I have a big idea, the first thing I do is really meditate on it. Um, think about how I'm one person that thinks so much ahead of things. I like to think, okay, so if I am studying this today, how is it going to look like, a week from now, a month from now? Like, if I get worst case scenario, if I start this and everything drops, or I'm not able to complete this due to a certain reason, how am I going to deal with this issue? And asking myself those questions, asking myself about my own readiness really helps me to know if I'm ready to pick on that task. So I make sure I drop down my thoughts, When I drop them down, I do like to get ideas. If I feel like everything is not intact, I like to get ideas from people that I trust, like a mentor, for example, pass my idea off to a mentor. Um, and if I'm not satisfied, if it's not enough, I definitely go further from another person. And I also do a lot of you look up things. We are granted with our phones and our computers and everything. We have research. So once you do your research and know how everything is going to work, that's very helpful. So that's what I do when I have a big idea. I look it up, I search, and I make sure I'm ready to start. Self-care has actually been one of the most hardest for me personally these days, because for people that have done nursing school or are doing nursing, you agree with me that is one of the most busiest and craziest programs you ever be in. You barely have time for yourself. And it's been extremely hard. But one thing I have found out is if I don't take a minute to step out for myself, my brain doesn't function as well as it should. So the way that I practice self-care is taking out that few minutes, knowing that quantity, like quality is better than quantity. So if I spend so much time working on something, and I feel like, oh, because I'm spending so much time, it's gonna come out perfect. But and I feel okay because I spent so much time on it, but I don't end up doing anything. So I'd rather spend little time that is worth it, that I come out with a fresh mind and fresh ideas that I can spend on that thing, no matter how small the time is, to be able to produce something worth my time. So taking out that 30 minutes to just appreciate your work, to just sit down and relax, to take a walk, um, to call your family member, I mean your friend. Uh, that really is a way for me to practice. Even going out, even if it means you haven't gone out in 3 months and you just say, okay, I'm going to take out, this minute and just take myself out for a little bit and relax. And that's how I mostly practice self-care. I have a lot right now, especially right now. I feel like the one that takes the biggest part is me graduating from college. That has been my biggest accomplishment, because from a family, from the generation that I know, my family, um, since war happened and we ran out of war, and because of, if you read my story, you understand that I started school very late. And when I got to the US, I had no idea I was going to graduate. I just had that perseverance I talked about. I kept pushing, but I wasn't so sure I could get there. I just kept pushing. And finally, this in May, this year, I got to walk with my diploma out. So that was amazing. Having 9 siblings, looking up to you, having nieces and nephews looking up to you, and the whole family. It was such a proud moment for each and every one of us, and I was so proud because my community was right behind me, and I can't wait to see how many people will be motivated and will finish their education just by knowing that there's nothing impossible. The perseverance can push you and can make you reach anywhere you want to be.